college is associated with the Al Shifa College of, Al Shifa College of Pharmacy associated with King's Al Shifa Hospital. They are all PharmD students are listening. So more than 120 students are there, spread in many places, and my team member Ajit sir tells some other also logged in from other states also. So we thank you very much for giving a lecture to us, for giving a talk on opportunities to our students. So instead of wasting my time, I look forward to listen to you, and I welcome. Come on
Thank you
board,
so much, sir.
Dr.
I personally know your college, since for a long time because I am the student from Annamala University. I did my pharmd. So my own professor like GP Mahanta, PK Manna, so they always talk about like Al Shifa. Even one of my classmates was from your college. Basically, he was doing pharmd with me. So even Dilip sir also is here. He's a pharmacy practice, well known. So I know basically your college since long time. So I'm very happy basically today discussing about the opportunities for pharmacists in Australia and New Zealand. So if you have any questions, please you can ask in English. In Hindi, I'm basically English or Hindi speaker, but you can ask in Malayalam as well. So Shiba is also here with us. So any language, so if you have any doubt, whether you are migrating or not, doesn't
Okay.
matter. But if you have any questions, you must basically the opportunities for you. What are the steps you need to take to market?
Yeah, Dr. Akram, for the sake of the audience, let me have a brief introduction about you that will be given by my colleague, Mrs. Sedu. She will give a brief introduction about you. Sedu.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Dr. Akram Ahmad, a convicted PhD from the Faculty of Medicine and Health, the University of Sydney, Australia. Currently, he is working as burn professor and research manager at the Children's Hospital at Brisbane, and he is also a founder and CEO of Academy. He was a pharmacy academic at UC at the University Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. His research program covers the area related to medication use optimization, patient preference and adherence, drug safety, pharmaceutical education, and quality use of medicine in community and health economics. He has active research collaborations and engages in over 10 countries, including in many universities in Malaysia, India, Nepal, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan. He has published more than 100 papers published in various high-impact journals. He got Best Promising Researcher Award in 2016 from the UC at the University, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and he is also the Editor-in-Chief of Journal of Pharmacy Practice and Community Medicine. Thank
you. Okay. Dr. Akram?
Yes, sir. So, hi everyone, my name is Dr. Akram Ahmad. I'm an Indian pharmacist, completed my diploma in pharmacy, Bachelor of Pharmacy in PharmD PD from India. And I worked in India, Malaysia. In last 6 years, I'm living and working in Australia. I also completed my PhD from University of Sydney. This is one of the leading university in the world for pharmacy education. Today, I'm going to discuss basically the opportunities for you in Australia and New Zealand. So if you have any questions or any doubts, so please do ask me, or maybe you can type your questions in the chat box also. Those are online joining. So I can read your question, I can give the answer, okay?
Okay.
So Academically, basically a Australian edtech company, and we provide the assistance for all healthcare professionals like medical doctors, dentists, pharmacists, nurses, physiotherapists, and so on. So any healthcare professional want to register, want to practice in another country, so they need to write the exam. As you already know that, for example, if you want to work in Dubai, you need to write like DHA exam, right? If you want to practice in US, you need to write NAPLEX exam. And same for if you want to go for Canada, PBC. So similar exam, KAPS exams you need to pass for Australia or New Zealand. So this same exam you need to pass if you want to practice in Australia or in New Zealand. Okay. So this is little bit about myself. So I'm basically creating the content last 5 years and trying to basically, generate the awareness among the pharmacists, especially because a lot of pharmacists always complain that the pharmacy profession is not a good profession in India. So always they ask, so this is not a good course, this and that. So I always receive a very good, not good feedback from pharmacists. So I can say pharmacy is one of the best profession, especially in the abroad. So you choose basically pharmacy, one of the best course I can say. Now you have the opportunity for you to migrate in abroad, and we are here to help you if you are looking to migrate Australia, New Zealand, even Canada, and Gulf countries, wherever you want. But today I'm going to discuss regarding the Australia and New Zealand. But if you have any questions regarding the Canada also, if you want, or maybe if you have another country, for example, Ireland or US, I'm happy to answer, regarding the pharmacy professionals. So academically, basically provide the two assistance. One is the study abroad. So if you want to do any course in Australia, we can help you to get your admission in your desired university. And but I do not recommend to anyone to join study, come on a study visa in Australia to waste money basically. So if you are coming on any course, for example, Master of Public Health or Master of Healthcare Management, MBA Healthcare Management, or there are so many courses basically, Master of Pharmacy. So if you are coming on that course, you have to pay at least 30 to 50 lakh Indian rupees fees. Okay. And then after 2 to 3 years only you are eligible to apply for job and visa. So we are not here to encourage you for study visa. We are here to help you basically for you to complete your registration process. You can register yourself as a pharmacist with Australian Pharmacy Council, and government will give you the permanent visa with your family. So you can migrate if you are married. You can migrate with your spouse, and if you have kids also, you can migrate with them in Australia permanently on PR visa. So this is very very short and clean, a very low cost basically in this process. So I'm going to discuss in detail how you can register yourself as a pharmacist in Australian Pharmacy Council or New Zealand Pharmacy Council, and what are the difference in these two countries, and what are the steps need to take, how much money you need to spend, how much time it may take, and how much money you can earn basically per month. And apart from this, if anything if you have in your mind, definitely you can ask me. So for pharmacists, the first advantage for Australia, they need no work experience. So work experience is not required. Basically, in Kerala, this is like I think misinformation think that they need 3 year experience, then only they can sit in this exam. So many students ask me this question, so I'm just repeating. So if you are looking to migrate to Australia, Australia does not require any work experience. You can migrate to Australia on your zero work experience. Okay, so once you register, and then you can practice as a retail pharmacist or hospital pharmacist. You can and same for visa. If you are looking to apply visa also, you can for these two only, retail pharmacy and hospital pharmacy. Okay, so there are some steps you need to complete in order to migrate to Australia. So first step called initial skill assessment. Also, we can say the document verification. Some of you might be know because from Kerala, a lot of people are working basically in the Middle East countries, right? So there they call basically data flow. Middle East countries, for example, in Dubai. But in Australia, they call initial skill assessment, or also we can say like a document verification. Okay, so this is very very simple step with the Australian Pharmacy Council. We will help you to complete this process. You just need to provide us your document, a scanned copy of your document like your degree, transcript, registration as a pharmacist, passport, Aadhaar card. There are simple documents we need. Okay. And in step two, basically, the KAPS exam you need to write is called Knowledge Assessment of Pharmaceutical Sciences. So for this exam, we will provide you the 4 month live coaching from Australia. Australian faculty will teach you this course, especially registered pharmacists. those are passed this exam and they are now in Australia, they will give the lecture for this course. So this is really very easy exam, KAPS exam, nothing but just they will want to check your knowledge. 50% marks you need to score, and around 100 multiple choice questions they will give you in a 2 hour times. You just need to score 50%, no negative marking. Okay, I will discuss further in the next slides. So number three steps basically for Australia, the English speaking country, as you know. So you also need to pass one English test. For this also we will provide you coaching for IELTS, OET or PT, any test you can give. Okay. So registration in Australia, what is the requirement to register as a pharmacist? So basically they just need minimum 4 year bachelor degree. So anyone did B Pharm or PharmD or M Pharm, they are eligible to register or work in Australia as a pharmacist, and you must be a registered pharmacist in the home country. Many students always ask them, sir, I got like one back in one paper or something, So is there any impact or is there any CGPA? They ask. So there is no such condition. They will just check your degree must be completed, whether you are 90% marks or 50% marks, it doesn't matter. You can sit in the exam and you can pass the exam, you can migrate to Australia. And number two, basically, this is for same for hospital pharmacist and retail pharmacist, the same process. So I'm talking basically these are the occupations from government of Australia. Because once you completed the process, you need visa. So Australian government only give the visa for these four occupations, these four occupations for pharmacists, whether you are a retail pharmacist, hospital pharmacist, or industry pharmacist or pharmacy technician. So what is the difference in these two? So as I mentioned, the retail pharmacist, hospital pharmacist does not require any experience, and you need to pass the CAPS exam and become a pharmacist in Australia. But someone completed Bachelor of Pharmacy, B Pharm or M Pharm in pharmaceutics, or maybe QA QC, maybe industrial pharmacy, and now they're working in any pharma company in the production department. So at least they have must have 2 year work experience. So they also can migrate as an industrial pharmacist. Okay. So the question might be in your mind, basically, those are students in final year. They always ask me this question, sir, which one we have to choose, where we can make more money, like industrial pharmacy we have to go for industry, or we have to go to hospital or retail pharmacy, where we can get a job easily and where we can make more money. So for in Australia or any high income countries, they need basically pharmacists to work in the retail pharmacy or hospital pharmacy, not in the industrial pharmacy. So they basically high income countries, so they buy basically medicines from other countries like India. For example, a lot of antibiotics, they can buy from India or China at very, very low cost, right? So they are not doing manufacturing in Australia, so they are doing manufacturing in India. Same thing that just they are doing here, like distribution or marketing and sales department in Australia. So the 90% jobs are available in Australia, that is in retail pharmacy or hospital pharmacy. Okay. And very low jobs are available in the industry. So I highly recommend it to go for any retail pharmacy or a hospital pharmacy, then definitely you can get the job. And technician also, if you complete your degree and you have at least 1 year experience, then they also need at least 1 year experience, then you can apply for a pharmacy technician. So some of them already like a master or PhD holders, they are doing lecturership or lectures as a professor. Now they are looking to migrate to Australia. What are the options for them? So there is a option for you as a university lecturer also, you can migrate to Australia. But the problem in university lecturer, if you are applying, university lecturer means any subject lecturer can apply for this position. Okay. So the visa competition is very, very high here. So you need at least 90 points to get the visa for university lecturer. But if you are just a pharmacist, you just need 65 points, you will get the invitation. Okay, so this is very, very easy for pharmacists to pass the exam and get the visa. Two of my basically friends, one of friend and his wife, basically they are from Dehradun, India. So they passed the exam. They are basically associate professor in India after PhD. They passed the exam. Now they're working as a retail pharmacist here in Australia. Okay, so The reason many of you always ask, is there any job opportunity for university lecturers also, in pharmacy school? So answer is no, or we can say very, very low chance, because Australia have only 8 pharmacy colleges, those are offering pharmacy education, 8 or 9. Okay, this is very, very low. If we compare, like in Kerala is one of not a very big state in India. If we compare like UP or Punjab, Haryana, right? So still, I'm sure there will be 100 plus colleges in Kerala, and Australia have only 9 pharmacy college. Okay, so they need basically the pharmacist, around 3,000 pharmacists they need yearly. They do not need any of university lecturers. Okay, but university lecturer also, the condition, you must be a registered pharmacist, then you can apply for the job. So if anyone looking to migrate, also you must be a registered pharmacist. You need to pass this exam, then you can apply. So the step one, basically, to become a pharmacist, as I mentioned, so Australia and New Zealand have the same steps to migrate Australia, but there is some difference in these two countries. What is the difference in Australia and New Zealand? So as I mentioned, Australia does not require to have any work experience. Zero work experience required to migrate to Australia as a pharmacist. But if you want to migrate New Zealand required at least 1 year working experience in the retail pharmacy or hospital pharmacy, then only you can apply as a pharmacist registration in New Zealand. So New Zealand Pharmacy Council required 1 year experience. Australian Pharmacy Council does not require any work experience. And secondary, in Australia, there is as many times you can give the exam. There is no such limitations. But in New Zealand, only 2 attempts. There is no third attempt if you fail second time in New Zealand exam. Okay. And if you see, New Zealand is very, very small island country as compared to Australia. So Australia is a big country, more opportunities in Australia, and they are giving a lot of visa, PR visa, yearly 190,000 permanent visa they are given, and a lot of pharmacists are getting visas. Okay, so try to migrate to Australia, and once you register in Australia, you can work in New Zealand also, and once you register in New Zealand, also you can work in Australia. So you can transfer your license also once you register in any of these countries. So the step one required basically the skill assessment. So there are some documents we need from your side, like your degree, transcript, your registration with State Pharmacy Council, passport size photograph, and passport we need, birth certificate. If you don't have birth certificate, also you can give like a 10th mark sheet, national ID, maybe Aadhaar card, or if you have any like license, driving license, you can use. So fees you need to pay to the Australian Pharmacy Council, 1310 Australian dollar. This is around 65 to 70,000 Indian rupees. Okay. So this is myself. I went Australia in 2017 from Malaysia. I worked basically, I was working as a university lecturer in Malaysia around 4 years for pharmacy practice. And this is one of the oldest university in the world. So they established this university in 1849, one of the oldest university, and it's the first medical school established in Australia, that's Sydney Medical School. Okay. Then somewhere here, there's a school of pharmacy. It's also one of the oldest pharmacy school in the world. So 1899, they established this University of Sydney School of Pharmacy. Okay. So earlier, the name itself called Sydney Pharmacy School. It's one of the oldest pharmacy school. Just like. So here, this KAPS exam, knowledge assessment of pharmaceutical sciences, and you need to pay around the fees 2230 Australian dollar to the Australian Pharmacy Council. Okay, and this is very clear. First of all, no negative marking. So if we compare this exam like our GPAT or our NIPER JE, these exams are negative marking and very tough exam as compared to this exam. This is really easy exam. You only need to pass 50%. Okay, so they will give you 100 multiple choice questions, and you just need to correct basically around 50, and you can pass the exam. So they will ask you the question from these 4 domains only: pharmaceutics, pharmacotherapy, pharmacochemistry, ecology, and physiology. Okay, so there are 2 papers you need to write in the same day. Okay, the paper one and paper two. So paper one, they will ask you for pharmacochemistry and pharmacology. So pharmacochemistry, around 30 questions they will ask from this segment, 30 questions, and 70 questions from physiology and pharmacology. Okay, and then there is a 1 hour gap. For example, in the morning you have an exam 9 to 11, and you are going to write the exam in Bangalore Center, right? So 9 to 11 there is an exam, then there is a 1 hour gap, then you have to go for paper two. Paper two, again, they will ask the question from pharmaceutics and pharmacotherapy, 100 questions again, and you need to score 50%. And once you give this exam, within 2 to 3 weeks, you will receive the result. And once you got the result, day one onwards, you can start looking a job in Australia and apply your PR visa, permanent visa to migrate to Australia. So these are the exam centers currently in India for this exam. So you can write like uh, in Delhi there is a center, then Noida, Gurgaon. So these three in the North India, three centers. Then Central India we can see like Pune and Mumbai, two centers. Then Bangalore and Hyderabad and Chennai. These are the exam centers. So total 8 centers in India. You can give this exam any wherever you want. Okay. So these exams they conduct basically for March, July, and November. And this exam they conduct in 4 days. Okay, 4 days means, for example, 20, 21, 22, 23. So whenever you want, you can book the exam and you can sit in the exam. So for academically, recently the article published basically in the Pharmacist, one of the famous website. You might be some of the students already know about this. So 93% student pass from academically in the first attempt. And you also need to pass English test. We'll provide the coaching for this as well for you. PT academic or OET will provide you coaching, or PT academic provide coaching, So these are the three exams are basically approved for Australia. Recently, they removed this TOEFL exam from Australia. So don't give TOEFL is not eligible to work. TOEFL is basically for the US. But if you want to work in Australia and New Zealand, so then you can just go for PT, IELTS, or OET anytime. And you have to go for academic one, not general. Okay, because there's an involvement in the registration. There's a Australian Pharmacy Council. They need academic, IELTS academic or PT academic. And in industrial pharmacist, if you have 2 year work experience, you can migrate as an industrial pharmacist. But jobs are not that much as compared to retail pharmacy and hospital pharmacy, as I mentioned earlier. So highly recommended for you to go for as a retail pharmacist or hospital pharmacist. Some of your students might be a pharmacy student, so in their mind, how we can become a clinical pharmacist, right? So this question always ask me the questions, especially pharmacy students. So I will give the answer at the end. So once you complete this process, then you are eligible to apply. These are two visa, permanent visa. 190 is a permanent visa, and 491 is a regional sponsored visa. Okay, so for this visa, they will give you for 5 year visa, and you have to live and work for 3 years. Then you will get the PR visa. Okay, this is a PR visa. After 3 years, you can get the citizenship, and then you can change your passport to Australian passport. You can become an Australian citizen after 3 years if you are living and working in Australia. There are some other visas you are eligible to apply, like 407, 494, and 482. So many students, this ask very common question is, sir, do I need a sponsor for internship or the visa? So answer is no, you do not need to have any sponsorship need for these last three visas. So if you are looking to migrate to Australia on work visa, then you need someone to sponsor your visa. But if you are looking to migrate on PR visa, permanent visa, then you no need to have any um, sponsor. Government or state government will sponsor your visa like 190 and 491. So sponsorship not required to migrate to Australia on 190 or 491 visa. So maybe I'm not sure. There is some consultancy in Kerala. They are charging like 10 lakh, 15 lakh from a student, and they are saying that we give you the visa. and they are sending the student on this visa. So this is not a permanent, this is just a training visa. So once you pass exam, you have to be number one visa, these two visa. You have to apply and come on this visa. Don't be in trap all this. These are a short-term visa, and after that, after 1 year, then you need the permanent visa again. And it might be very difficult at that time for you. Okay, so don't be in trap any of the consultancy or something. You have to go this permanent visa, or yes, if some company is sponsoring, they are saying we'll give you first this visa, and later on you can apply. Then in that case, you can come. So once you complete this process, pass CAPS exam plus English and apply visa, come to Australia, then you have to work as a intern pharmacist for 1 year. So internship, it is basically a job. It is not a internship. I also did my pharmd in India, so I also worked 1 year internship, right? You guys, some of you are working with a pharmd intern in India, right? So there is no salary for you, right? But here they will give you the salary. It is a job basically. So around $30 per hour you will get salary to work as a intern pharmacist. If you are working Monday to Friday, okay. If you are working in Saturday, then your salary will going to be 1.5x. Or if you are working in Sunday or any other public holiday, then your salary is going to be a 2x. Means if you are getting $30 per hour, then you will get a $60 per hour on that day. Okay. So this is for 1 year, and after that you can work basically in the community pharmacy once you got your full registration, or you can work in a hospital pharmacist. So now the question in your mind, as I told you that pharmacy student always ask this question: how to become a clinical pharmacist in Australia? Is there any way they can become a clinical pharmacist in Australia? Directly, can they migrate to Australia as a clinical pharmacist? Okay. So yes, you can become a clinical pharmacist in Australia, but the process is the same for you. You have to become a first you need to write for CAPS exam in English, go for internship 1 year, become a pharmacist. Once you become a pharmacist, then there is a body called SHPA. Okay, SHPA. If you go their website, so there is some training there. So once you become a pharmacist, you need to work full time in any retail pharmacy or hospital pharmacy. Simultaneously, for part time, you just enroll with SHPA. There is some modules you need to complete, some hours training, and you need to pass that exam. Then they will give you certification that you are now a clinical pharmacist or consultant pharmacist. You can work in Australia. Okay, this is the simple process in Australia, but directly you cannot migrate as a clinical pharmacist. Clinical pharmacist only once you become a pharmacist, then you can start process to become a clinical pharmacist. And the salary in Australia in an honest average 3 to 5 lakh per month. So 1 year initially you might get around 3 lakh per month salary, and once you become a pharmacist, then it's only going to be up to 5 lakh per month. Okay, and average time will take around 6 months to 1 year to complete this process, and we will help you to complete your A to Z process until you become a registered pharmacist in Australia. Here are some of the reviews from our students. And here are the basically Shiva is for Kerala. So please note down his number. If you have any question, get in touch with him. So you can talk to him in Malayalam. Any questions or anything, you can talk to Shiva regarding this. Anything. Okay. Or you also can email us or visit our website. And thank you so much for listening with your patience. And now I will talk to you one on one if you have any questions, or maybe if you can, someone can type in the chat box so I can read your question. I can give the answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your for sharing your experience. Now the students can ask any questions related to these procedures, exam patterns, etc.
Student, also I'm recommending highly you just subscribe the channel. You will get a lot of new information. For example, yesterday we uploaded one video that how you can become a pharmacist in the Korea. What is the process to migrate Korea? So I always make new content. So is there any opportunity for pharmacists to migrate abroad? So I always make content. So if you can just subscribe, you will get a lot of new information here as well. And please ask your questions. Or Shiva, maybe you can just describe in Malayalam. Then we can talk one on one.
Yeah, hi, Rahina. Were you asking something?
Good afternoon, sir.
Raina, there's an echo going on actually. You can type your questions if it is possible. Please type
Yes,
your question in the chat box.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, now
Sir, am I audible?
yes,
yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Yes, you're audible now. Please ask Rahina.
Sir, do we need any particular experience here for writing this, appearing this CAPS exam?
No. That's what I mentioned. If you want to migrate to Australia, so work experience is not required. So if you are in final year student, you just need to register yourself once you pass the degree. No work experience required for Australia.
Okay, so basically സ്റ്റുഡൻസ് ഇപ്പോൾ ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുന്ന വെബിനാർ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എക്സ്ക്ലൂസീവ്ലി അൽഷിഫ കോളേജ് ഓഫ് ഫാർമസിയിലെ സ്റ്റുഡൻസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ വെൻ ഇറ്റ് കംസ് ടു എ കരിയർ കൗൺസിലിംഗ് സെഷൻ വി ഓൾവേസ് ഷുഡ് മേക്ക് ഷുവർ ദാറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് ഗോയിങ് ടു ഹെൽപ്പ് യു ഇമീഡിയറ്റ്ലി. ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു 5 വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടോ 2 വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടോ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒരു പ്ലാൻ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു തന്നത് കൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇമീഡിയറ്റ്ലി ഒരു ബെനിഫിറ്റ് ഉണ്ടാവത്തില്ല. സോ ദാറ്റ്സ് വൈ സർ ഹാഡ് മെൻഷൻ അബൌട്ട് 2 കൺട്രീസ്. ഏതൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു കൺട്രീസ്? വൺ ഈസ് ന്യൂസിലാൻഡ് ആൻഡ് വൺ ഈസ് ഓസ്ട്രേലിയ, റൈറ്റ്? സോ അതിൽ ന്യൂസിലാൻഡ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന കൺട്രിയിൽ ദേ റിക്വയർ 1 year ഓഫ് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്. സോ ന്യൂസിലാൻഡിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഫാർമസിസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് മൈഗ്രേറ്റ് ആവണം എന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വാലിഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള 1 year എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് വേണം. ബട്ട് അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം ഫോർ ഓസ്ട്രേലിയ ദേ ആർ നോട്ട് ആസ്കിംഗ് ഫോർ എനി എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്. സോ ഓസ്ട്രേലിയയിൽ ഈ ഒരു പ്രോസസ്, ഈ ഒരു പാത്വേ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തന്നത് ഇമ്മീഡിയറ്റ്ലി ആഫ്റ്റർ യുവർ കോഴ്സ് യു ക്യാൻ കൺസിഡർ ഡൂയിങ് ദിസ്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടെ കോഴ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞ് നിങ്ങളുടെ ഡിഗ്രിയും ലൈസൻസും കിട്ടിയ ഉടനെ തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്കിൽ അസസ്മെന്റ് ഫയൽ ചെയ്തിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എക്സാം എഴുതാൻ പറ്റുന്നതാണ്. സോ ഡസ് ദാറ്റ് ആൻസർ യുവർ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, റഹീന?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yeah, please ask.
sir,
Rahina.
if you have like more experience in this country, so will that affect like, can we get more points, sir?
വിസ പ്രോസസിംഗിന്റെ കാര്യമല്ലേ ചോദിക്കുന്നത്? യു ആർ ആസ്കിംഗ് അബൌട്ട് ദി വിസ പാർട്ട്, റൈറ്റ്?
Ade, sir. Yes.
Yes.
So this is a very, very good question. Basically, if you have more experience, you will get more point to migrate to Australia. But if your age is going to be more than 33 years, so you are basically losing some point in your age, and you are getting the point when you are working. So this is like a balance. So if you are a zero experience and you are age below 33 years, you will get highest point in the age 30 points, and 0 point you will get in the work experience, right? So still you can get the visa. But someone is like age is a 40 years, so they will lose 10-15 points in the age, but 15 points they will get in the work experience. So this is like kind of that kind of balance. But if you have work experience, definitely there will be a for you to get visa and jobs. Yes, Shiva, anything?
Yes, so I also request the faculties also on behalf of the students to ask few questions. Right. So usually wherever I have gone, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സ്റ്റുഡൻസിനുള്ള ഒരു ശീലമാണ്, you will be asking to the next person sitting near you, right? നിങ്ങൾ അടുത്തിരിക്കുന്ന ആളുടെ അടുത്തായിരിക്കും you will be asking the question. Both of you guys are equals. Like both of you guys are having the same idea or no idea about the same. That's why when we have a mentor or an expert over here, അവരുടെ അടുത്ത് നിങ്ങൾ ഡൗട്ട് ചോദിക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഹൈലി അപ്രീഷിയേറ്റഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay, so don't ask to the next person or your friends, right? Ask to sir or to us so that we can answer the questions in the best possible way, right? So I suggest the faculties also, teachers also, if possible, take few questions from the students' behalf and ask us so that we can have it cleared and make this session an effective one.
Sir, about CAPS exam, what's the, how the weightage about the subjects? What are the main subjects to be pointed out?
Yes, the main subject basically pharmacology and physiology and pharmacotherapy. So maximum questions, basically I can say 60-70% in both exams, they will cover these 3 subjects: pharmacology and physiology and pharmacotherapy. That's Around 30% question in the paper one, they will ask from pharma chemistry, and paper two, some questions from pharmaceutics and calculation part. So there is no question from pharmacognosy because in India we study like 4 5 semesters, right? The pharmacognosy, so zero, they will not ask any question. Maybe they ask one question or something. So no need to study for that. But you have to be very command on pharmacology and pharmacotherapy, so to pass this exam. And this exam, really the exam, I can say basically, you just imagine that this is 100 question they will give you. There's a 2 hour time. In my last 6 years, I got 100 of students basically. So you will pass this exam 100% guaranteed if you can correct 35 questions out of 100. Because rest of 65 questions, if you just guess the answers, even at least you can correct 15 questions out of 65. So passing is really very easy exam in this exam. If we compare this exam like PEBC for Canada, in that comparison, this is really easy exam because they need 60% passing marks for Canada PEBC. So PEBC around 25% student pass, but in KAPS like from academically 90, 93%, 92% student pass in first attempt. So this is really easy exam. Even if we compare in our own exam, if I remember when I did my post graduation, entrance exam for Jamia Hamdard, those kind of still for M-Form those are taking the entrance exam, Manipal taking some exam, right? Those exam is more tough compared to KAPS exam. KAPS exam is really easy exam. They will just check the basic things. They basically why they're asking this exam? So they just want to check your equivalency, that your qualification is equivalent to Australian standard. So only 50% you just need to score. So out of 100 multiple choice question, if you correct 50 questions, you will pass the exam.
So may I ask one more question? That is, here
Yes,
the trend is most of the students will go abroad, mainly the Middle East countries. That is, they will be preparing for MOS.
I think this is basically earlier. This was the trend as Malayali is going for Middle East, but last 5 years this trend is changed now. I know because in academically I can say lot of students from Kerala they join us. They already passed, and even I can give you yesterday one of my student texted me, Sijo Matthew his name. So he got the visa yesterday only. So he texted me. He's age 42-year-old. He's working last, I think, 15 years in Oman. Okay. There is so many such stories with us. So earlier they think that this Prometric or DHA, MOH exam is easy. This Australia exam is very tough exam. But nowadays, lot of Malayalis are migrating to Australia. So this is not a very tough exam. I can say it's the easier exam. If we compare like SPLE for Saudi Arabia, that exam is very tough exam as compared right now, as compared to KAPS. So I don't know if I save his numbers, Sijo. So he just passed yesterday. If you can just see my screen. So this is my student, basically Sijo Matthew, and we have 2 interviews on our channel also with him. Okay. So he just yesterday, if you can see here, he just that my visa granted. Thank you, sir. So I congratulate. Then I asked him when he's coming. So he's saying the end of the year he will come. So he's right now in the Kerala only. Okay. So earlier he worked in Oman. He got the visa. Now he's relaxing in India in Kerala. So he want to come in around maybe November or December only now. Yesterday only he granted this 491 visa. And his age also 42 years. So he asked basically before join 2-3 times with me, but sir, can I pass this exam because my age 42 years. I everything forgot basically. I'm working last many years in the hospital. So if you are a fresh and you are just PharmD or M-Form, B-Form student, for you is very tough because you are studying basically. So it is very easy for you. But those are many students basically they are practicing. They are working in hospital or retail pharmacy. So theory things they forget basically. What is chemistry and all those things. But still they are managing this exam with us.
See, Akram sir.
Yes, sir.
So now many students are going for higher studies in Western countries,
Yes.
Ireland, Australia. So what are the chances of converting their student visa into a work visa?
Yes, actually, I do not recommend to anyone come on a study visa. The reason in Kerala there are a lot of education consultant or agencies is there. So they are getting basically the commission. They are selling the course. So if they are giving a one student to any college or university, they will get the commission 30% of that. So they convert all the students. Please go to study for Master of Public Health, Master of Healthcare Management, MBA. This kind of you will get the PR. You will get the job. With us, more than 100 students with us. They are on a study visa. Now they are basically, doing part-time job, very odd job here in like, Uber Eats. They are delivering the food and all those things, because they need money for the expenses, for university fees. Now for them, very difficult to get time to study with us, So many students, they are like 4 or 5 years. I give you one example. Last 2 weeks before, so I basically hired one taxi. The taxi driver is an Indian, so I just talked to him, So he told me about, sir, I did my MPH, Master of Public Health. So I thought he's a healthcare guy. So I asked him, and he told, sir, I'm from Andhra Pradesh. I did my Bachelor of Pharmacy. So I asked him, why you, not tried the exam? So he was saying, I don't know what is the exam. My agent told me to go for MPH and we will get the PR. I'm not getting any PR. I'm just, he's just a taxi driver basically. So now he enrolled last week with us, because he don't know how to get a PR permanent visa. Even some students are coming on a study visa, they cannot get PR visa because that course not in that PR list. Australia government every year they give a list of occupations. These occupations are only eligible to apply PR visa or permanent visa. Okay. So, but if you are coming on any study visa, so as soon as possible, if you can clear this kind of exam, for example, KAPS exam for Australia, PBC exam for Canada, or maybe PSI exam for Ireland, if you are going for Ireland, then you can get registered yourself as soon as possible and you can get the job. You are coming for master degree, that course will not give you the job and PR visa.
Okay. So now let's see. I am just theoretically telling. Now many students are even second year, third year BPharm students. When I just interact with them, they used to tell after BPharm I will go to Western countries. So now in our college we have some add-on courses. Is there any possibility to have an add-on course which gives an idea, insight about the career prospects or opportunities towards developed countries? How can we mentally prepare them with an MOU with academically with you?
Yes.
Can you support those students?
Yes, 100% basically, if they are planning to migrate any country, basically, except even we help for Gulf country also, but I do not recommend to anyone go for Gulf country because Gulf country salary is very, very low. Hardly if you are someone is going for Dubai, they are getting like 4,000 in AED, and you have to lot of expenses, lot of things. You are not basically, and also there's not that much respect. You are not a pharmacist basically. If you are going Western countries like US, UK, Canada, Australia, European countries, so you will feel proud that you are a pharmacist basically, So academically always encourage and we will help basically all the students and we can sign basically MOU. Even I want to mention here one thing. We have a one course basically. This is we provide like a pathway program. So those are final year students. Those we provide for them the 1 year program. So we give weekly coaching for them and we will help them. So there's a possibility for them. If they want to go for Ireland, they want to go for Canada, they want to go for Australia, they can choose at the end and then we can prepare for them and then they can write the exam and they can pursue their dream.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I will also once again discuss with my team here. Then I will get back to you. Some kind of understanding we can have it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the students will be ready when they complete their 8th semester finals or pharmd course.
Yes.
See, and one more thing, Akramji. See, now many completing that working in Malaysia when they come back to India. Now here in India, experience in a Pharmacy Council of India recognized college. They are considering only the experience of Pharmacy Council of India recognized colleges. Now, in that case, what happens is even now anybody, a high profile man in another university, most advanced university, and here we don't recognize. So, can we have one equivalency certificate or something like that?
I think, I think not we. I think government of India recently, I think our Prime Minister went to India, right? So there is in Australia government, India government is going to be a MOU signed. So all Indian experience on Indian degree is going to be recognized in Australia automatically.
Okay.
And Australian degree and experience going to be recognized in India. So
Okay.
this is not in our level, but the government level is going to be happening soon, basically. Right now, there is also advantage for you guys to migrate to Australia, the best country, because these two countries are now very good relations, basically Australia and or the India. Even I think 2 times our Prime Minister came to Australia. Even Australian Prime Minister went to India also. So very easy. A lot of new things are going to happen. There is a lot of new MOUs signing, basically.
Yeah, if one country finds it at par with Indian degree, then other countries will also follow. If Australia recognizes, then Malaysia, Singapore, they will also recognize. Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you for this information. I was not aware of it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If you want, please ask questions. If you have, don't be shy. You can ask any question in Malayalam or Hindi or English.
You are basically from Kerala.
No. Actually, I am basically from UP, but I study in Tamil Nadu, Annamlai University.
Yeah, I know all your professors. Just now you mentioned from Manavalan sir to now present.
Yes, Manavalan sir was, my mentor. He's my thesis mentor for pharmd.
Okay, I know almost everybody.
Manna sir, I think Mohan sir, you know, I think on them.
All are retired now.
Yes.
So anybody has any question? Don't miss Akram sir.
Any faculty, please ask, because a student might be asking you the questions after this conversation. So you can, if you have any doubt, you can ask basically behalf of the students.
I am closely following the LinkedIn account.
Sir,
Yeah, Rehina.
we have a doubt regarding KAPS examination. Sir, how many times can we attend KAPS exam?
Unlimited, but you will pass in a first attempt. So you don't think, but there is an unlimited attempt you can, but this is really easy exam academically. If you just follow our syllabus, you will pass this exam in the first attempt. No need to worry. But New Zealand have only 2 attempts, but for Australia, unlimited attempt.
Sir, I would like to add a point over here.
Sir, is there...
Yes, Raina.
Reina, please ask.
Raina, please
Sir,
ask.
is there any validity for this exam?
Yes. So validity in the sense, basically they give 3 years validity. So once you pass the exam, within 3 years, you need to start your internship. Okay. If you are not starting within 3 years, then it's going to be expired. You have to rewrite this exam. But definitely you are writing the exam, pass the exam, definitely you are coming to Australia, right? So there's a 3-year validity. And this is like once you register pharmacist in Australia, then yearly your license going to be renewed like in India. Okay. So there is some CPT point, you just need to attend some courses online and you just renew your license online. So this is like a kind of a lifetime license. It's not like, you have to write again and again the exam.
Sir, I would like to add on a point over here. So students, നിങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ട ഏറ്റവും ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ നമ്മളിപ്പോ നോക്കുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും പ്രീവിയസ്ലി ഒരു 4 to 5 years അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു 3 to 4 years ആയിട്ടുള്ള നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലെ ട്രെൻഡ് ആണ് നിങ്ങളെ പോലെയുള്ള ഇപ്പം ഗ്രാജുവേഷൻ കഴിഞ്ഞവരാണെങ്കിലും പോസ്റ്റ് ഗ്രാജുവേഷൻ കഴിഞ്ഞവരാണെങ്കിലും അബ്രോഡ് കൺട്രി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു ഓപ്ഷൻ അപ്പാർട്ട് ഫ്രം ദി ഗൾഫ് കൺട്രീസ് വെൻ ദേ ഹാവ് അവര് പഠിക്കുക എന്നുള്ള ഒരു ഓപ്ഷൻ ആണ് ഫസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് എല്ലാവരും സജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടാവുക. ഇപ്പൊ സാർ ചോദിച്ച ഒരു ഡൗട്ടിലും അക്രം സാർ അഡ്രസ് ചെയ്ത ഒരു കാര്യം അത് തന്നെയാണ്. When it comes to a study abroad program എടുത്തിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് വിസയില് നിങ്ങൾ ഒരു കൺട്രിയിലോട്ട് പോകുന്ന ടൈമില് your expenses are going to be in 10 lakhs or into 10 lakh rupees. ഒരു minimum amount എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 20 to 30 lakhs bare minimum ആണ് ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത്. ഈ 20 to 30 lakhs at some cases it will be go up to 30 to 50 lakhs ആണ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഒരു എക്സ്പെൻസ് ആയിട്ട്. കോളേജിന്റെ ഫീസ്, എല്ലാ ചെലവുകളും കാര്യങ്ങളും ഒക്കെ നിങ്ങളുടെ വിസ ഉൾപ്പെടെയുള്ള ചെലവുകളെല്ലാം വരുന്നതിന്റെ എമൗണ്ട് ആണ് വരുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഈ ഒരു എമൗണ്ട് കൊടുത്ത് നിങ്ങൾ അവിടെ പഠിക്കാൻ പോയിട്ട് യു ആർ ഡൂയിങ് എ പാർട്ട് ടൈം ജോബ്. പാർട്ട് ടൈം ജോബ് നമ്മൾ എന്താണ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? വി മൈറ്റ് ബി വർക്കിംഗ് ഇൻ എ കൊറിയർ ഡിപ്പോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു പാക്കിംഗ് സ്റ്റാഫ് ആയിട്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഈ ഊബർ ഈറ്റ്സ് പോലത്തെ കമ്പനികളിലെ ഡെലിവറി ബോയ്സ് ആയിട്ട് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡെലിവറി ടീമായിട്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യും, റൈറ്റ്? അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആമസോണിൽ ഡെലിവറി ടീമായിട്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യും. സാലറി ബ്രാക്കറ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വളരെ കുറവാണ്. ഒരു പാർട്ട് ടൈം ജോബും ഒരു ഫുൾ ടൈം ജോബും തമ്മിൽ വലിയ വ്യത്യാസമുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ ആരും വർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് തുടങ്ങാത്തത് കൊണ്ടാണ് ഈ ഒരു കാര്യം ഞാൻ അപ്രണ്ട് ആയിട്ട് പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, ബേസ്ഡ് ഓൺ അവർ എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്, ഇന്ത്യയിൽ എങ്ങനെയാണോ പാർട്ട് ടൈം ജോബ് അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ആയിരിക്കും പുറത്തെ ഒരു കൺട്രിയിൽ പാർട്ട് ടൈം ജോബ്. ആകെ വ്യത്യാസം നമുക്ക് അവിടെ ഡോളറിലായിരിക്കും പൈസ കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ടാവുക, ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ, റൈറ്റ്? ബട്ട് നിങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ ഉള്ള ക്വാളിഫിക്കേഷന്റെ ബേസിസിൽ യു ക്യാൻ ആക്ച്വലി ഗെറ്റ് എ ഫുൾ ടൈം ജോബ്. ഇത് നമ്മുടെ കൺസൾട്ടൻസോ കൺസൾട്ടേഷൻ ഫേംസോ നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തരാത്ത ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. സോ ആ ഒരു ഓപ്ഷനാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ എടുത്ത് പറഞ്ഞത്. So we are not talking about a study first and then work part-time, where you can consider it this way: you can work full-time and study for part-time. നിങ്ങളുടെ പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റിന് ഒരു ലിമിറ്റേഷൻ അവിടെ വരുന്നില്ല. So Australia is a country where the government itself and the entire function itself is supporting individual skilled professionals for their professional development also. റൈറ്റ്? സോ ഈ ഒരു ഓപ്ഷൻ ഇതാണ് ഇവിടെ നമ്മൾ മെയിൻ ആയിട്ട് ഇവിടെ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നോക്കുന്നത്. സോ നിങ്ങളുടെ കൂട്ടത്തിൽ ആരെങ്കിലും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ട് ഇപ്പൊ പല കൺട്രീസിലും പഠിക്കാനായിട്ട് പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്യുന്നവരാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ റീതിങ്ക് അബൌട്ട് ദിസ്. കാരണം നിങ്ങൾ ചെലവാക്കുന്നതിൽ 4ലോ 5ലോ ഒരു പാർട്ട് വൺ എമംഗ് ലൈക് 4 1 എമൗണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇവിടെ ഈ ഒരു പ്രോസസ്സിന് മൊത്തത്തിൽ ചെലവാകത്തുള്ളൂ, റൈറ്റ്? ടു ഗെറ്റ് യുവർ പെർമനന്റ് റെസിഡന്റ് വിസ, സ്റ്റുഡന്റ് വിസ അല്ല, PR വിസ എടുത്ത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ജോലിക്ക് പോകാനും നിങ്ങൾ സ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന എമൗണ്ട് ഒരു 2 മാസത്തിലോ 3 മാസത്തിലോ തിരിച്ച് ഏൺ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് ദി അൾട്ടിമേറ്റ് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ വി വാണ്ടഡ് ടു ബ്രിങ് ഇറ്റ് ടു യു ഗൈസ്.
And there is another very important questions, I always student ask me that, regarding the study, So if you are a pharmacist and you want to, become a doctor in Australia, after pharmacy degree, you can do MD in Australia. So this is also one of the best option for you. If you are planning to study further, so please go for MD. Why you are going again, any MS degree, MS not in medical, Master of Surgery, Master of Science, if you are going in abroad, mostly students go for Master degree, So any B.Pharm or PharmD graduate, directly they can do MD in Australia. This is a 4-year program, okay? So the best advice for you to pass the KAPS exam, come to Australia, and once you become a pharmacist in Australia and you are on PR visa, permanent visa, means now you are a local. You will consider the local applicant, local student. Now, if you are applying for MD, you will get admission very fast, easily. The fees very, very low. So if you are applying right now from India to do MD in Australia, the fees around 1.5 CR, and getting an admission is very, very difficult. Once you are in local, got PR visa and applied, then very, very easy for you. Or after B.Pharm or M.Pharm, PharmD, if you want to do part-time PhD also, you can do in Australia, while you are doing full-time, you are working. Okay? A lot of opportunities for you, if you want to do study further, you can. But don't come first study, and invest money, for your parents unnecessary. Try to get your PR visa, permanent visa, and settle down. And then if you want to study, you can part-time. It is very, very common. All students do basically part-time, PhD, part-time, even MD also. So if you have any questions, now you can ask regarding MD or PhD or registration as a pharmacist, KAPS exam.
Any more
Students, you
questions?
are open to use the chat box also. So if you are hesitant to ask any questions through the mic, please post it in the chat box. Or you can even share it with Ajit sir also via message. He can ask on behalf of you. I've also shared a feedback form for everyone attending this session. It's there in the chat box as well. So kindly have it filled. So we would be needing it very much to make our future sessions also better for you, right? എന്തെങ്കിലും സജഷൻസ് എന്തെങ്കിലും കൺസേൺസ് ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അറിയിക്കുക, ഡൗട്ട്സ് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ചോദിക്കുക, റൈറ്റ്? സോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ ഒരു പാത്വേ ചെയ്യാൻ താല്പര്യം ഉണ്ടെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യുക. ഞങ്ങളുടെ ടീം മെമ്പേഴ്സ് ക്യാൻ ഹെൽപ്പ് യു ഔട്ട് ഫോർ ദ സെയിം. Okay, and this won't be the only session that we will be hosting for Al Shifa College of Pharmacy, right? More and more sessions we have lined up for you, and we will be planning it accordingly moving forward. So doubts maximum ningal chodikka, since sir had taken an effort and made himself available even after even in his busy schedule, right? Morning sir had a class to be given, and after finishing that he had come over here, right? So utilize this time maximum. And he's a very nice person, has no issues in answering any such questions, right? So please ask it. Someone from your community, an experienced person is present over here. So I request each and everyone to utilize that to the maximum. എന്ത് ഡൗട്ട് ആണെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ചോദിക്കാം, അത് സാർ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് തരുന്നുണ്ടാവും. Yeah.
Yes, students, any question?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Sir, is it necessary that we need to complete our graduation for applying the CAPS or for the coaching?
Yes, definitely. You must be complete your degree, and then you must be a registered pharmacist in the State Pharmacy Council in Kerala. Then only you can apply. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sir, for the coaching also, we need to graduate. Then only we can do.
No. Coaching you can start. For example, you graduate. And going to be graduate. So we can start coaching for you. But we cannot start your process. Process will start once you complete your degree. And
Okay.
your registration. But you can start with us. Many students, they think that they need more time, so we basically start coaching. You can.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Please fill the form in the chat box. Even if you can ask, there's a column we give you the question. If you have any doubt, if you are not asking here, you can ask in that. So we can. Our team will call you back. Shiva will call you back. He will give you the answer also. Individually.
Okay, so Angela's doubt, I'm addressing it in detail. So basically, students, if you divide the time consumption for each and every process that we have mentioned, so അതിൽ മേജർ ടൈം നമുക്ക് റിക്വയർഡ് ആയിട്ട് വരിക, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് റിക്വയർഡ് ആയിട്ട് വരിക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഈ എക്സാമിനേഷന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് പ്രിപ്പയർ ആവുക എന്നുള്ളതിനെ പറ്റിയിട്ട്. വി ആർ ഗോയിങ് ടു റൈറ്റ് ആൻ ഇന്റർനാഷണലി ഓർഗനൈസ്ഡ് എക്സാമിനേഷൻ, റൈറ്റ്? സോ അതിന് നമുക്കൊരു മിനിമം ഡ്യൂറേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 4 months ആണ് റിക്വയർഡ് ആയിട്ട് വരുന്നത്, വേർ അക്കാഡമിക്കലി വിൽ ബി ഗിവിംഗ് യു ദ ട്രെയിനിങ്. But certain cases, certain students might be needing more time to prepare for the same. So ഈ 4 months എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ചിലപ്പോൾ 6 months ആയിട്ട് എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡ് ആവാം. വേർ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മെന്റേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും ടു ടേക്ക് 1-on-1 സെഷൻസ്. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ റെഡി ആണോ അല്ലയോ എന്നുള്ളത് അവർ പറയും, whether you should write the upcoming examination or not, because there is a financial involvement in the examination also. So CAPS examination, you will be spending some money. If you are not clearing that exam in the first attempt, second attempt വീണ്ടും നിങ്ങൾ ആ പൈസ പേ ചെയ്യണം. So academically has taken care of this process completely, and നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇവാലുവേഷൻ നടത്തിയിട്ട് ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽ ഫീഡ്ബാക്ക് തരുന്നുണ്ടാവും. Okay, so for example, your course is going to get over in the upcoming 2 or 3 months or maybe 6 months. You can start with your training so that നിങ്ങളുടെ കോഴ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞ് നിങ്ങളുടെ ഡിഗ്രിയുടെ റിസൾട്ടും കാര്യങ്ങളും വന്ന് രജിസ്ട്രേഷനും ഡിഗ്രിയും കിട്ടിയ ഉടനെ തന്നെ സ്കിൽ അസസ്മെന്റ് ഫയൽ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഇമ്മീഡിയറ്റ്ലി വരുന്ന നമുക്ക് നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്ലോട്ടിൽ എക്സാം എഴുതാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. ബട്ട് ഡിഗ്രി കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ട്രെയിനിങ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുവാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ വീണ്ടും ഒരു 4-5 മാസത്തെ ഡിലേ വരും നിങ്ങൾക്ക്. മനസ്സിലായി? നമുക്ക് ധൃതി പിടിച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നതല്ല. ബട്ട് ഡിഗ്രി നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് തന്നെ ഇഫ് യു ആർ സ്പെൻഡിങ് 1 hour or 2 hours ഫോർ യുവർ ട്രെയിനിങ് പാർട്ട്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എക്സാമിനേഷന്റെ ടൈം ആകുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആ ഒരു പരീക്ഷ കഴിഞ്ഞ് നിങ്ങളുടെ റിസൾട്ട് വന്ന ഉടനെ തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഫാസ്റ്റ് ഫോർവേഡ് ആയിട്ട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. ക്ലിയർ അല്ലേ? Rahina, do we need to complete the language exam before applying to CAPS?
No. So English test required after you pass the exam, and this is basically visa purpose you required for English, and later on for registration. So before is not required. So skill assessment without English, you can CAPS exam you can sit without English. Once you pass this CAPS exam, then you can go for English test. But this is like where the healthcare, as academically we provide the assistance for all healthcare professionals. But for pharmacists, not need. But two professions they need basically before exam. For example, physiotherapist and lab technicians. They need to pass first English, then skill assessment, then exam. But for pharmacists, nurse, medical doctor, dentist, they can go skill assessment, exam, then English.
Others, if you have got any other doubts, please ask it. Like നിങ്ങളുടെ കയ്യിൽ നിന്ന് എടുത്തിട്ടുള്ള ടൈം ഇറ്റ് വാസ് സ്റ്റിൽ 3:30 സാറിനും അറിയായിരുന്നു. അപ്പോ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഡൗട്ട്സ് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ചോദിക്കാവുന്നതാണ്. So that we don't waste much time of yours. Even sir has got other errands to run after this session, so that it would be easier for all. Right? Sir, അജിത് sir ഒന്ന് റീചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാവോ എന്തെങ്കിലും കൺസേൺസ് ഉണ്ടോ എന്നുള്ളത്? ഇല്ലാന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് വൈൻഡ് അപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങൾ നോക്കായിരുന്നു സർ. There are doubts എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോന്ന് ചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാം.
Any doubts from students? So we can zoom up. We can point up. Because almost because one Rahina actually she is coordinating the program in the seminar hall. She's one of the lecture, and the students were asking from her profile only.
ഓക്കെ. രഹീന മാം ഒന്ന് റീചെക്ക് ചെയ്യാവോ അവിടെ വേറെ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ എന്നുള്ളത് ഒന്ന് റീചെക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ക്വിക്ലി പറയുവാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് വൈൻഡപ്പിന്റെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നോക്കായിരുന്നു. കാരണം ഇപ്പൊ ക്ലാസ് 4 മണിക്ക് ക്ലാസ് വിടുന്നതല്ലേ അവർക്ക്.
Okay, sir. Then thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your expertise. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And hopefully you also feel
Sure.
Sir, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Hopefully, I will visit your college maybe in future. When we are getting to Kerala or South India sometime.
Please come, sir. Shivakumar, thank you very much for your nice guidance.
Thank you so much, sir.
And also, I thank my team, Al Shifa team, for today's program. Thank you, one and all. Thank you to all the candidates who participated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Al Shifa College of Pharmacy, for giving us an opportunity. So since we wanted to have this conducted before the students leave, we have organized this online.